So today we're gonna change this part of the rear tail light for the Toyota Avensis 2016 2.0 liter diesel. This lamp had some condensation in it. You can see it over here, and it's actually not working at all. So firstly we open up the trunk, and over here we can see there is this thing, and we can right now we have to remove both of these connections, but before we do that, let's remove one of the terminals from the battery. Let's open up the engine cover, or what is it called? So we have to remove one of these terminals. I would say we remove the negative one. So I have loosened up this nut. I did take a proper size of a key, and let's just remove the negative terminal, and we can move it. So when the battery is disconnected, we can go ahead and try to disconnect these two. There goes the first one. For the first one, you just had to push on this lever. Yes, so for this connection, I just had to turn it counterclockwise, and so this one is actually does not want to come out because these cables are a little bit too short, and they do not allow me to remove the bulb out of the hole. So I guess I will just try to leave it there for now and see if I can remove the tail light first, and when it's out, maybe I have some more room. So the next thing I will do, I'm gonna remove these two bolts. So to unscrew these two, you have to use 10mm key. So right now you can see that I have broken off this bolt over here. This is actually not a bolt, but these are nuts. Actually very low quality nuts, because these are made of plastic. So it didn't want to come off. As you can see, there is some rust, and it's made out of plastic, and it just broke off basically. I can show you. So this is kind of a dumb, stupid thing actually. Why couldn't they just use a normal metal nut over here? So I just don't know right now how I'm even gonna remove these screws, these bolts, no, I mean these nuts, because as you can see, these two screws, it's where these nuts are holding them, kind of. So I have a kind of a problem right now, but let's see. So these stupid plastic nuts, it's just I'm right now like really pissed off, because I did not expect like some stupid solution like this. Why the fuck do you need like a little metal nut and then cover it in a bigger plastic nut? This is very low quality, to be honest, and I don't know how to get it off right now, because it's really like there is nothing I can grab with pliers or anything, and there is rust. So right now I'm really pissed. Just to change this small taillight, I need to like find some crazy solution for this stupid plastic headlight screws. So I made a little progress over here. I broke off even more of this stupid plastic cover, which is absolutely pointless. Turns out it's just a beauty cover, but why the fuck does it have the shape of a nut? So like everybody will try to screw it off, and when you screw it off it fucking breaks down because there is rust inside. Obviously there was some condensation and water, and so I will try to with a number 8mm wrench just to take it off. I guess it's now will be solved. So basically the same shit happened also with this one, as you can see, because it's impossible to pull it off. That plastic shit is impossible to pull it off. It's actually meant to be like it's so stupid. It's just meant to be like a beauty cover, but it's also for actually opening and closing or fastening this screw. So basically the only thing that is left is just to remove it and to actually unscrew these normal metal nuts which are down here. So these two screws are now free, but the taillight is still not moving because there is also one screw inside here. You can see that these two we have loosened up, or we have removed the nuts, but there is also this one, and to remove that one there is nothing else to do but to remove this cover off. What you do to remove this cover, you just pull down like that, and that's the way to do it. So inside here we can find that screw over there, that nut and that bolt. So we're gonna have to use the 10mm key wrench to remove that nut. So that was a very easy task. We have removed the nut, and let's see if we can now lift off the taillight. It's moving, probably because of the rust. Oh, because of the rust it's stuck kind of. So when all three screws are loose, all three nuts, we just press up in this part of the plastic, black plastic, and we can see that the taillight is loose, and we can remove it like that. And when we inspect it, we can see that there is some dirt, which obviously should not be inside there. It should not be inside there because these seals should of course protect against all kind of water and dirt, and this is of course dirty water which has been going inside of there, and yeah, that's what's left when the water is dissolved. So the lamp is like kind of still beautiful and nice, but there is some condensation, and I will change it just because when I bought this car, the seller already had purchased this lamp, but perhaps did not manage to change it because of those two screws which confused him. So let's put this one inside. There's one thing I discovered, and it's actually that these lamps, these taillights, actually have no fucking seals at all. There is no sealing. I mean, there is no rubber. There is no rubber in here at all. There is nothing. There is just plastic. And also, if you look here, we cannot see any plastic, any rubber sealing, which basically means that the water flows pretty much through here all the time. When it's heavy rains. So we put in the taillight just how I took it out. There is this one screw that has to fit in the hole, And then there are these two screws that have to fit in the hole, like that. And then we take the 10mm nut and we screw it back onto that one. So I'm using this little wrench, but down here, just down from the nut, is a hole which you could use if you have some other type of tool. But right now I'm just using this key. Make sure you fasten it tightly. I mean, not like with all the power that you have in your hands, but just to make sure that the taillight sits really nicely onto the metal. So as you can see, I have added those, I don't remember what they're called, freaking discs with a hole, just to make sure that it's holding in place nicely. So I have fastened nuts. Next step I'm gonna do is reconnect the power supply or power connection to the taillights, because our taillights, they came already with bulbs pre-installed. There are two bulbs. So I connected that one, and this one actually I do not have to do anything with because it was already in. Because in a new taillight this was already pre-installed. Okay, now we reconnect the cover, and just like we took it off, we just press it in this manner, over here as well, and over here, I guess also over here, and just check that everything is tight. Something was loose over here. Let's go and reconnect the battery. Take the connection, the negative terminal that we disconnected previously. We just put it on like that and fasten the 10mm nut over there. Nice and tight, not too tight, just enough. Never use all your power to tighten the bolts. Like that is okay. Let's test it out. I do not have anyone to help me right now, but I'll just press on the button a little bit, and I guess I can try and turn on the lights over here. I know what. It's. And so right now I can see that it is working. Your repair tutorial for the Toyota Avensis 2016 2.0 liter diesel rear taillight replacement.